Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Heaven on Earth. I'm Michael, the Leo Mystic, and this is where I bring you the sacred mission for this week, the 24th of March until the 30th of March. The astrological forecast to bring light, love, and spirit here on Earth. And it's not been an easy week, and as I already said on my Instagram live, it's not gonna get better. On a positive note, it is spring. Happy spring. I think we are definitely having this Saturn in Aquarius kind of a moment where it's like it's all new, and we are being restricted to communicate and all those things. With Uranus and Taurus, I think that is kind of a bit of a feel of it too. Uranus and Taurus it wants to connect to people, but Taurus is lazy and Taurus is rigid, so it's like there's this fixedness to it. And so even though Saturn in Aquarius wants to connect people and wants people to combine, I think what it's going to do and what it's trying to do is combine people in a new way, community with technology and all those things. So there's no coincidence to that. I think too the whole Mars, Jupiter, and Pluto conjunction in Capricorn is making it tough. Obviously, we will talk about that. The Sun obviously is in Aries, and that's a new beginning. It's a new start. And mostly we would feel like very happy and like, come on, let's go. And in a sense, here in Belgium at least, it kind of feels like there's a kind of a little slight feeling to it with the sun out and people relaxed. But what's actually also behind this energy and it's actually on the front, like it's in your freaking face, that Sun on Chiron new moon conjunction. And that is the facing of the wound. And there's a wound in our initiation, the initiation of the masculine. You know what? This is the initiation of the masculine, the initiation of the force, the power, the initiation of leadership. Let's call it that. It's an initiation. You know what happens in initiation? It's fucking tough. When these tribes take you all along and you have to go and withstand all these challenges, that's kind of it. This is kind of like Joseph Campbell's hero's journey for the masculine, for the patriarchy, because Mars is in Capricorn, right? And Mars is on Pluto and on Jupiter. So not only does it have to face the wound, and it feels awkward, it could beat you down. There's hatred inside of you. There's frustration, but there's also a lot of guilt because Capricorn is involved. On Pluto, it has to die. So you're facing your dark side. You're facing your wound. That's not fun. We have to look at 2,000 years of wounds, of doing things not kind of the right way, of mistreating this planet, of mistreating people in general, of force and of violence and guilt feelings. And that's hard to look at. That's hard to face. And we got Jupiter there on Pluto, which makes it pretty much the most intense week, and I would say month in 12 years. Like it's the most intense, I would not say just 12 years. Back in the days, 12 years ago when Jupiter and Pluto conjunct, Saturn and Pluto did not join, and there was no Uranus in Taurus. All of that is just like, it's come together, and I would say it's probably the most intense week of probably around 40-50 years or so. So, and we have to live through this, and it's our stuff, So, but okay, then what is your action, because the good thing is you're given the power. You know, with Mars in Capricorn, you have the power, and Sun in Aries. So there is that initiation, the action taking. There's a break on it, but you are given the power. The question is, by the universe, what are you going to do with it? How are you going to treat it? Have you learned your lesson? This is the karmic lesson of whole planet Earth. And, you know, it's Venus in Taurus, and Venus is slowing down. So she's saying, you know what, I've been working really hard. I think I'm going to take a quiet break. You know, I'm in my own sign here. So the whole feminine energy, the whole sweetness, if you will, is just gradually also coming to an end. You know, Venus is still giving her gifts because she's in Taurus, but Uranus is there. So we are, I feel too that this is more even the universe saying, you know what, you need to feel more of what this Uranus and Taurus is all about. And the Uranus and Taurus is the heaven on earth. But first, we need to look at how is Earth and how are people treating one another. Saturn in Aquarius, join, get people together. Uranus and Taurus on the Earth. How are you people taking action together? This is the initiation of the human race. The initiation of the human race on how they take leadership, on how the people take the lead. Now, it doesn't have to be in a whole rebellious kind of way, which is, you know, very likely, because what I'm seeing is when we have, you know, Mars, Jupiter, and Pluto in Capricorn, this is the biggest force that you can ever imagine. This is Mars in Capricorn on Pluto is facing death, but it's also, you know, what are you trying to do when you face death? You're trying to survive. You're trying to do everything. Like the whole ego, the whole, you know, animal body is going to react. The whole instincts are rising to the surface, and Jupiter's there. So it's like more. So we're in a big survival mode. The ego is dying and is fighting back big. And if that's not enough, Mars is then going to conjunct Saturn. So we're going to want to rebel. We're going to want to get it out. But Saturn, the authority, is saying, stop. You know, so this is the whole initiation. And the initiation is where the challenge is the government really controlling. And we're going to have to find a way where we can cooperate with the government, but where the government is then going to see, like, holy shit, you know, actually it's so powerful when people take power. You know, this is a whole teacher-student kind of a thing where we're seeing, you know, in at least in Belgium, there's a shift from, you know, the teacher telling you what to do versus, you know, you people have the power, you people have the knowledge. I'm just here to facilitate. So, you know, it's just got to translate upwards, and the government has to be a facilitator of people being in power. So there has to be always a check-in, I would say, because, well, I don't know if the government really has got that experience like a facilitator does in a group dynamic, but at least that's what the role should become. And I think that's why we're seeing it first in business, because, you know, that's already like a very big shift where, you know, business in and of itself is changing its whole structures and getting to group-centered cooperation, and where the group is really deciding. But the leader, the CEO, as so to speak, just has to have this facilitating job. It's the same for us, you know, and like I said in my previous forecast, it's gotta be us. It's gotta be, you know, John, the common John, if you will, that really starts to take action in the streets, but action from love, you know, and that's the whole thing. So I think the whole tone has been set with this sun on Chiron and moon on Chiron, really focusing on that wound for a whole year, you know. It's the first new moon of the year. So by the end of the week then, you know, there's that kind of a cutting a slack, but then Mars in at the 29th degree of Capricorn, ready to get into Aquarius. I don't see it positive because Saturn is there. So there's going to be a stop. There's going to be even more people being told to, you know, get in your houses, do not come out. Like, it's prohibited. Like, you know, we were just in the park and there's a lot of people in the park. There's a lot of people getting outside because it's sunny, and it's not really going to help, I think, with, you know, holding back the spreading of the virus. So I think the government is going to come in between and take even, you know, more severe and strict rules. At least I hope they don't, and that we people can start bringing alternatives. But yeah, maybe that's too early. We'll see. That's kind of it. You know, it's really, that's going to be the energy of the whole week. You know, we could talk about the moon getting into Gemini, but that's just, you know, nothing in comparison to what is the intensity of this week. Really focus on this right now. How is this entering you? Like, how are you feeling? Where are you feeling it? I know I'm feeling it a lot in my second chakra, in my stomach. There's like a pull. There's like a, you know, a knot, if you will, on, because we're, you know, we can't be free. We can't do what we want. And so it's that third chakra in a sense too, of action, of willpower, of come on, let's go. And I have a lot of energy in Aries. So, you know, there's like this block on that, if you will. So how are you dealing with this energy? Please let me know. In the meanwhile, go and check out the leomystic.com, a whole brand new website where you can get more information on the goodies. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you get through this week really well. And remember, on Saturday, there's like this little day where you get a little bit cut of a slack, you know, cutting some slack. So enjoy that. You know, in the meantime, do your work, face the wound, and see you next week. Much love, the Leo Mystic. Peace.